and the globe. We bring you warm greetings from the best university, according to Times Higher Education, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Just 2 days ago, the WASSCE results have been released, and we know the stakes are high. A lot of students are asking many, many questions. So as the best university today, we've decided that we want to bring the admission team once again to your doorstep so that we will answer all your frequently asked questions. And so stay back, relax, send your questions through our text messages, and then we'll be reading them. With this, I'll be doing this work with the admission officer, Mr. Charles Asamoah-Boateng, and then Mr. Christopher Addo. Gentlemen, welcome. Now, so today we'll be asking some few questions, and then we'll ask our students, our viewers, to also ask those, the questions that border on their minds. Now, so what are the admission requirements for KNUST online admissions? Mr. Asamoah-Boateng, can you walk us through this?
All right, thank you. Come there. Come there. I should stand. There. Right.
The whole process begins. What are students expected to do? What are parents expected to do?
All right. Thank you very much. As a policy and in line with government directive or the tertiary education policy, we have an established requirement or minimal requirement for admitting students into tertiary education programs. By GTEC regulation, that is Ghana Tertiary Education Commission regulation, the basis for admitting students into tertiary education programs is the West Africa examination. We call it WASSCE, West Africa School Certificate Examination, conducted by the West African Examination Council. And once this thing is established, apart from this one, other equivalencies have also been established in terms of foreign qualifications and other local qualifications. So we have the GCE, General Certificate of Education, advanced level. We also have DBCE, and then the others. WASSCE is the same as the SSCE. SSCE has been abolished, and we have that particular one. And according to the regulation, the basic requirement is aggregate C6. A student qualifies for admission into tertiary education program with a minimum of aggregate C6. So from A1 to C6, one qualifies to be admitted in 6 subjects. And the 6 subjects, out of the 6, within 6 subjects, we have 3 core subjects and then 3 elective subjects. The core subjects are the core, we have the core mathematics, we have the English language, and then for purposes of KNUST as a science and technology institution, we insist on the integrated science, a credit pass integrated science. The other 3 subjects are called the elective subjects, which subjects relevant to the program the applicant has selected. So if you select engineering program, we have specific subjects required for the engineering program. If you select medical related programs, there are specific subjects so one is required to have passes. And then other related programs, architecture and all other things. So basically, one requires credit passes in 6 subjects, 3 core subjects, and then the 3 elective subjects relevant to that. And then aside that, we have other qualification. General Business Certificate Examination is also there. We have the GCE Advanced Level certificates also there. And then other ones, Advanced Business Certificate Examinations, which is also accepted. And then we also have the Higher National Diploma candidates are also admitted into our program, depending on the area that the person wants to study. Aside that, we also have mature students entry, those who could not get opportunity in their early days to enroll in the tertiary education and have matured up to 25 years and above, are also considered in the admission process. Others who also have obtained, people who have obtained foreign qualifications are also in every form. We have American Higher School certificate, we have International Baccalaureate, we have others. All those things are also, all those qualifications are also considered, provided the certificates are evaluated and determined by the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC. So those for foreign qualification are required to submit their certificate or result slip to Ghana Tertiary Education Commission for evaluation and determination of the equivalent to the WASI. So these are basically the requirements for admission into our programs.
Thank you very much. So if I'm a student and I want to apply to the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, what do I have to do?
Good. Once, you need to determine whether your certificates or your qualification include those, the minimum one that I've mentioned, the WASI, the GCE, whether it's WASI, GCE, advanced level, and then we also accept Cambridge school certificates, and then others. Once you are satisfied that you have met those particular requirements, the next stage is to go to Ghana Post to purchase an e-voucher, an admission e-voucher, which contains login credentials that will give access to the admission portal. And then you have access to the admission form, and then you go through the process to complete the form.
Thank you very much. We know some students have already applied because we opened admission long ago. And now the results are out. What are those students expected to do, those who have applied already? And we know also that we have extended the time for application up to the 22nd. For those students who are yet to apply, what are they supposed to do? Where can they get the e-voucher? From the Ghana Post Office for undergraduates?
Yes, we deal with Ghana Post in all the sale of the e-vouchers. So those who are interested, who haven't got opportunity to get one, the opportunity is still available. You visit any Ghana Post Office, you get the e-vouchers, and then you start the process. As you rightly mentioned, we started the process somewhere April, 17th April. And we were supposed to close the portal on 31st October. Because we have still not received the results, we decided to extend the sale up to 31st November, 1 month in addition. And then later on, we extended it to 15th December. We closed it. We have reopened it, and we are expecting that those who haven't purchased one should do so, should visit Ghana Post and get one, and complete the process. The closing date for this window is 22nd December, which is Friday. After Friday, there will not be any further extension.
All right. So, Mr. Christopher, where are graduate students or postgraduate students? Where are they supposed to purchase the e-vouchers?
So I think that the postgraduate students purchase theirs at the bank. And the banks that the university deals with in the sale of forms are EcoBank, GCB, Ghana Commercial Bank, Consolidated Bank. So these banks are banks that sell our forms. So you go there, you'll be able to buy it from that place. And then you can also take the short code that we have, and I think they will project the short code for you to see. You make sure that once you dial the short code number, you will see that there are other universities there. Then you choose the KNUST, and then you go on. So my technical team will show you the short code for you to know the short code that we apply with. And it's just simple. It's *447* and then 160 hash on any of the networks. Then you follow the steps. If you are going for distance learning, you are going for postgraduate, you see it's there. For the postgraduate, it is for both distance learning and then regular. But for the undergraduate, you see the undergraduate one clearly given, and then the distance learning undergraduate top-up one clearly given. So you can use that code to apply.
Are there entrance examinations for postgraduate students? Don't meet the requirement, or perhaps have additional requirement to meet before they are admitted?
They are program specific. The university runs a number of postgraduate programs. So it depends on the program you are applying for and what the criteria is. So if you are doing, some are based on your documents that you have submitted, your certificate, your transcript, and then all the other documentations you've added. In situations where the department feels that they need to get in touch with you, they call you and ask you what it is, and they are able to interview you. But it is not a general rule that every one of them would go through interview. It is program specific.
Thank you very much. Mr. Asamabwati, for those who want to take advantage of the window, the admission window, between now and 22nd, what specific documents do they need to be able to apply?
You need to attach your birth certificate, and then if you have the results already, you need to attach or upload your the results. And then if there is any other certificates, you need to also to add. So basically, these are the key documents that we require.
One question that keeps coming is those students who do not have birth certificates. What can they use in place of their birth certificate?
That is, in fact, it is a requirement. And do we have substitute? Sometimes we don't. It's difficult. That is the policy. But now some of them have obtained Ghana card. We do accept that. We also do accept baptismal certificate from recognized religious institutions. Organizations. Recognized. Those we use that as an evidence of. As an evidence of your nationality, your date of birth, and then other things.
Okay. So, thank you. Those who have already applied and the results are now out, what are they supposed to do? If there's someone who has applied, what is that person supposed to do?
As part of our processes, before the main admission process, before the processing of the applications, we do inform applicants to review their applications. One, some of them might have, many of them, especially the WASI applicants, might have submitted the application without their results. So at the time that they were applying, they did not have any results, hoping that they will do well and get that. Now that West African Examination has released the results of the WASI 2023, we advise students to use that particular results to review the applications, to reflect so that the program choices will reflect the actual results. So that in a situation where one thought that he could do better but could not, have to revise his notes to select the appropriate program. Where one thought he could not make it, but now has seen that he has made it and therefore can compete with some other flagship programs, are also permitted to do that. And then secondly, sometimes we are human beings. When completing the forms, sometimes we make mistakes. Name spelling, and these arrangements, examination, index numbers, and other things. Those are key information needed to process the application successfully. And if there is any error in these particular ones, one application may be denied. One may be denied admission. So we advise that go back, take your time, review your application, ensure that your entries are correct and consistent with your documents.
Yeah. So viewers, we have been hearing, or we've been meeting such problems where students, maybe somebody does the application on their behalf, and then the index numbers are wrongly inputted into the system. And that what happens is that when they are trying to, it doesn't match your results. And so you have a challenge. And so for those of you who had to rely on other people to fill the form for you, you must sit down and review the application yourself. What else can you tell, or what other advice can you give to our students?
In fact, a lot of the challenges in the admission come from that particular area. Every year we have complained, this is my resource. This is my resource, very good resource. You did not admit me. And you go to the system and you find out that resource doesn't exist in our system because we pulled the result from West Africa examination, the right source for verification. And therefore, if your index number is wrong, there's that possibility, we will either pick somebody's resource or we will not get any resource at all. Because if it is wrong, it will appear that it doesn't exist in the data of the West African Examination Council. And if you pick somebody, if you are number 20, and then you write or you type number 21 on your application form, then it means the number 20 in that particular school or examination center, number 21 of the examination center, will rather be picked and may not be you. And the system will be able to detect that, no, your name and other particulars does not match that particular resource. So, in a way, we cannot process it. One major problem is also the index number assigned by every school has been designated a specific index numbers, and that is used every year. So somebody may use it this year, another person, they have used it so many years. The only difference is that I use it, Kwasi Mensah used it in 2023. Abena Nyakon or Tamaklo, Mausi Tamaklo use it in 2022. So if you, on your application form, if you indicate 2022, while you wrote the examination in 2023, our system will pick the results of Mausi, which will not be, will be different from you. In some instances, one will be a science based, one will be a science program, another one will be a visual arts program, and it will appear as impersonation or something of that sort, yeah, which we don't encourage. Yeah. So it's very critical that those information, the index number, is not only the index number, the year of examination is very critical. And not only the year, you must also indicate the examination type. We have WASI school and the WASI private.
All right.
These are very critical, especially as we are using IT to process it online. If you mix any relevant information, you are out. So these are some of the challenges that, and then another one too, we admit students by their results. We don't admit students by their name. So if you are called, let me use Hansen Echo, let's say Ankafor, and then on your results at secondary school, you use Hansen Ankafor. And then you come to KNUST and you said you are Hansen Echo Ankafor. The two names are not the same. And therefore, when we pull the results, the system will tell us this person is not that. The result does not belong to this one. Or the two names do not match in our system. And names are names. Yep. There are people who call Anchor for Echo. And then another one will have another extra name.
So
we advise that the name on the WASSCE, the name you use in the secondary school, the name you use to write the WASSCE examination should be the same thing that you should use to apply for admission at KNUST.
Thank you very much.
And anything different will create problem for you.
Great. What about students who have abbreviations in their names? What advice do you have for those students?
We do not encourage abbreviations. As I indicated, if the abbreviation already exists in the WASSCE results, then there will not be any problem admitting them. But as soon as the person enters, we normally communicate to them to come and rectify it to provide the full name. Because as a policy, KNUST does not issue certificate with abbreviation.
Right.
And therefore, at any point at the beginning, we normally advise our students to come up with a full name so that they will not have any issue on their graduation. Yeah,
very soon we'll be going online to pick messages from our viewers. But before we do so, there is this thing about cutoff points. Can you explain what cutoff points are and why should students bother themselves about the cutoff points in terms of selection of their program choices?
Okay. Right, thank you. Cutoff points are very important, let's say, consideration in the admission process. The whole thing is about every year the university determines the quota for a program. How many students can our resources accommodate for, let's say, medicine? In terms of the class size, in terms of laboratory, in terms of other teaching resources, we determine.
And even the performance of the student for that particular year, sometimes.
No, okay, let's be. So for the purpose of the university, so every year, depending on our resources, we determine this year we are going to take a maximum of 200 for this particular program. And then we have in our application, we announce the application, and then you have about 500 students applying for that particular program. So you are going to select 200 from 500.
Based on merit.
Based on merit. And you don't have any other criteria, better criteria, but to use best results. So we start with the best result, like aggregate 6. If you don't get the aggregate, the number, our number, we move on to aggregate 7. Wherever we reach to get the quota of 200, the number of 200, if you reach aggregate 9 and we get our 200, aggregate 9 becomes the cutoff. If you reach aggregate 13 before we can get our numbers for the class, then 13 becomes the cutoff. So it is not determined, it's not a predetermined thing. It is determined every year based on the resources and the number of applications received.
Okay, thank you very much. And we now go online to pick a few questions. We have Emanuela Ifa, who is asking, can someone offer mathematical science with aggregate 12? I guess she wrote grade 12, but I think she's talking about aggregate 12. What answer do you have for Emanuela?
Yes, I can't say yes or no. As I indicated, the university has determined the number of students we will take for mathematics.
All right.
And then when we start processing, we will know the number of applications we have received for the mathematics program. And if it is more than, let's say, if we have determined that we will admit 150 applicants. So the best of 150 applicants from, let's say, 500 applications, wherever we reach to get that particular number will be the cutoff. So it will be determined by the students themselves, the applicants themselves.
Thank you very much. Enoch Dakwa wants to know what happens to those who bought wrong IDL form for undergraduate instead of diploma?
So if you know, the forms are different to us. We have the diploma forms and the prices are different. So the diploma forms is 170 Ghana cedis. The other forms, we have postgraduate, we have undergraduate. And so if you go and buy the wrong form, we cannot use the wrong form to admit you. And that is why the university has given you this window. Check the form that you have. If it is regular admission, you see the name on the form. KNUST regular admission, they write it regular, you see it. If it is distant learning, you see it there. If it is diploma, you see, and you buy the right one, and then you process. Because they are not the same form, you cannot say that you bought undergraduate form, so we should move you to a postgraduate form. Because postgraduate form, it's also different set. So you just go and buy the right form, and then when you come, we can proceed from there. But as it is now, buy the right form. You still have the window to buy the correct form.
So you have up to 22nd of December to
Yes.
make a correction, to get the right form and apply.
Yes, please.
Iceman, GH, I have an IT diploma, distance. Can I join full-time student to top up degree? Chris.
So what happens is that normally, if you are an ideal student and you did an ideal diploma and you passed, ideal has top-up programs we run. And so you can directly apply to ideal for ideal top-up programs. However, if you want to go to regular, you are now going to go as a fresh student who will go through the same processes, the diplomas they have received across the country. And based on the quota system, whether the class will be able to support it. If the class can support it, you'll be admitted. However, because of distant learning knows the number of diploma students, they make arrangements for those progressing to do top-up. But for the regular, it only depends on the availability of the space before a regular can accept you to do that program. That's how it's done.
Yeah, I'm getting a question from Blessing Akon. She's asking, can a science student offer a business-related course or program?
Yes. For someone with elective maths, maybe physics and chemistry, will be permitted to read business administration, accounting, and finance. Can also read business administration, logistics and supply chain management, and business information technology. So it's permitted to do that.
Okay, great. But we do sometimes have students who are maybe art students or business students who want to read or want to study something like nursing, midwifery. What is the requirement for nursing or allied health sciences in KNUST?
Yeah, nursing and midwifery, they are pure science programs. We run Bachelor of Science nursing, Bachelor of Science, midwifery. As a pure science program, the requirements are physics, chemistry, biology.
So if you study, viewers, if you read arts or business or home economics, you cannot study nursing or midwifery in KNUST because you do not meet our requirement. Now, that is Selassie. This is the third time my brother is applying. He was accepted twice in the past. He feels he may not be accepted this time. Does this situation affect his admission? I don't know if you get the import of the question.
Yeah. Well, once you meet the requirement, I don't understand why. Once you meet the requirements, you'll be given an offer. Yeah. It means probably the past he did not meet the requirement, yeah, and therefore, or after meeting the requirement, you also need to. You should be able to compete. We are dealing with now a limited space. Okay. And therefore, you should be able to compete. So you may have the requirements all right, but if you are not unable to compete with if you are unable to compete with other applicants, definitely you'll be left out.
Okay. So Latte Ella, is it, can someone be denied application if the person is unable to provide birth certificates?
It is a requirement. Birth certificate is a requirement.
So the person can be denied?
Yes.
All right. Next question. Ibrahim.
You see, let me add. It is a requirement in the sense that as an institution or as a policy, we need to determine your nationality. We need to determine your nationality. If you are not a Ghanaian, we treat you differently. We have what we call international applications. And if you are a foreigner, you cannot enjoy the government scholarship on the tuition and those things. And therefore, it is very critical that document is provided.
So we want to determine whether you are a Ghanaian or a foreigner. Thank you very much. Ibrahim Ohabu, please, can clarification be done on less endowed admissions?
Yes, we have less endowed. As a university, we have a facility called less endowed or resource-challenged schools for those who attended schools that are resource-challenged. Every year, we obtain the list of such schools from Ghana Education Service. And the university policy is that those schools are classified as resource challenge. The university offers them 6 slots for admission, 3 for female and 3 for male students. Under concessionary admission, they do not compete with the cutoff and other things. So every year we select 3 best students from those schools. 6 best students from those schools, 3 males and 3 females.
All right.
But the condition is that we are unable to process the application from, especially those results that came on Monday, because we need to go into, we need to go through a lot of processes. So we always consider them after maybe the next, a year after the release of the results. So those with just 2023 certificate cannot be considered. They will be considered next year.
All right, thank you very much. Bernice Boaben wants to know what happens to those whose results have been withheld.
We normally verify our results. So if we pick the result from West Africa Examination Council, and your results still stands as withheld or pending and other things, we can process it. And capturing that particular information, data, is a lot. A lot of things go into it, administrative activities and other things. All and right. Therefore, most cases, we are unable to consider those applications. But if you are lucky, we may, depending on other considerations.
All right, so Hafiz wants to know who we those who apply for are waiting, are we also going to upload our results?
Not necessary, because whether you bring it or not, we will go to WAEC, we will pick the result from the source. So you don't need to, bother yourself uploading.
All right. So I want to take the next question. See, my son's result, say, Akomia Ivan says, my son's result has been blocked mistakenly, according to the headmaster of of a secondary school. What do I do? Say the result of the son has been blocked.
Yes, according to the release of West Africa Examination Council, they said such affected candidates were those who, one way or the other, is indebted to their institutions. So they advise them to visit the institutions and then to provide whatever they need to do. And I think there are systems there as soon as, if it is breakages or other things, damages, as soon as you pay, there are systems, the headmaster will have the opportunity or maybe the mandate to cause your results to be released.
So if your result is blocked, go back to your secondary school and sort it out.
Other than that, we will not have access to it to process it, and therefore you cannot be considered.
Somebody is asking, say, please, we need the original cutoff points. The cutoff points are all on Google. If you type in KNUST 2023 programs and the cutoff point, it will pop up for you to look at it. Again, you can go on our admission portal.
Yeah, admission portal.
The admission portal, www.knust.edu.gh, and then you go to admission portal. You will see the cutoff point for 2023 and use it to guide yourself. Can you, this is somebody is asking, say, Kelly, he said, please, can you post the 2023 cutoff point here? No, we are unable to post it here. But when you go on Google, you will see it. Or you can go on our website and go and check it out. Thank you very much. He said, Solomon Achika, will I be disqualified if I didn't add my birth certificate? Yes. That's already been answered. Say yes, you cannot process your admission result, your admission when your birth certificate is not attached. Josephine, how much is an applicant supposed to pay when admitted to perform BA Economics? And I say the fees, usually the fees will be uploaded, and so you can check it. Yes, the next question is, please, this is from Roddy Frimpong. Please, the WASI result, are we supposed to input the grades onto the form or we should leave it? I think this question has already been answered, that you can decide not to add because we'll pick the result anyway from WAEC. But if you can do so, we still have a window up to 22nd for you to upload the result if you so wish to do so. Then we have Deborah Tomana. What's the difference between WASI school and WASI private? Mr. Samuel, can you?
WASI school, no, West Africa Examination Council conducts WASI examination twice every year. Those for students first year to final year, if you are exiting the senior high school, you write your examination. That examination you write is the school one. And after that, they also give the window, another window for those who were not successful in the school examination to take private examination, what we call NOVDEC. NOVDEC. So that is the difference. The NOVDEC is what we call the private.
That's the private.
That is the private.
Okay. Somebody is asking, Israel, he says, will he be giving prospectors when he gains admission? I said, no, in the university, you don't get
it's
prospectors.
Online.
Whatever you need, it's online. And I think it's personal. Yeah, you are not supposed to wear uniform. And so, and nobody is expected to come and weed anybody's ground. So you don't need prospectors. Just get the things you need and then come to school. What again? Let's say, Rahim. Okay, well, okay. After filling out my application online and was unable to post my application letter via the post office, would my admissions be processed still? He wants to know whether if he
is unable to post
a copy.
Yes, the admission will be processed.
The admission will be processed.
Why are you keeping it?
So if you can post it.
Post it.
Our next question. Can someone be denied application if the person, well, we have read that already. Can a candidate with 3 A's, 3 A1s, 2 B2s, but F9 mathematics get admission to pursue any course here in the university? I mean, if the person has very good, fair passes, but fails in mathematics, F9 in mathematics.
Core mathematics is a requirement. It's a prerequisite. Those core subjects, English language, integrated science, and core mathematics are a requirement that everybody must have.
So
any casualty in the 3 subjects will deny one.
The 3 core.
The 3 core.
Yes. So if you fail in any of the 3 core, you cannot gain admission to a university here in KNUST. Thank you very much. I think we have exhausted almost all the questions here. Okay, so I see sports 247. Can I use social studies in place of science to study English or linguistics?
What happens is that, as I mentioned, as a policy, the university, the requirements are English language, core mathematics, and integrated science. This must be, you need to get a credit passes in all of them, the 3 of them. However, if, like you said, a social science student,
yes,
if your social studies is better, after getting your minimum pass for the integrated science, if your social studies is better, we will use your social studies to calculate your aggregate.
Good.
But you must have your credit pass in it. So someone who has, let's say, D7 in integrated science, A1 in social studies, you don't qualify. But if you have C6 integrated science and then A1 in social studies, we will use the A1 to determine your aggregate to get a better grade.
So the minimum for the minimum pass is C6.
C6.
Yes.
You must get our C6.
So if you get a D, then you are out. When you have a D in any of the core subjects, then it's going to be very difficult for you. Yes, I think we have exhausted almost all the questions so far. Please keep the questions coming, and the admission team is ready here to help you answer those questions. Yeah. Mr. Samobati, do you want to add something more?
Yes, I want to add something. I will plead and advise at the same time that students, applicants, do the right thing. Our admission process is very transparent and very flexible, provided you adhere to instructions. The name issue and those things have become a very, one of the major hurdles of the admission office. And it's all because of how students do handle the admission form. And I must emphasize that as a university, as an institution, the university is not mandated to change name. University is not a place to change name. If you want to change your name, there are processes that it involves. You need to go to the birth and death registry to make a case and change your name. They will gazette it and then effect the necessary thing. Other than that, don't come to the university. Don't think that you are coming, you are transiting, you are from secondary school to the university, and therefore you can change your name. The university does not have the mandate to change name. Okay. And therefore, people must avoid that. I mean, desist from that. So make sure you maintain your name as you found, as it is indicated in your results. When you do these things, you will not have any problem. But the moment you try to introduce, or you take one away out and replace, then you run into difficulties. The university system will not permit it. So please do the right thing. Do the right thing. Secondly, there has also been, this time with IT, bloggers are everywhere. I mean, giving information on admission, this cutoff and those things, you find out that sometimes about 10 years ago, cutoff will be pasted, will be posted somewhere. Please, I also advise that if you want any information, go to the university website. That is the source of our information. Any information from any other place, we cannot, guarantee its credibility. So make sure you are not deceived by fraudsters and other things.
Fraudsters and the scammers. I saw a parent send me a link saying that if you want to get admission easily to KNUST or UG, log on to a certain link. And then I said, look, we don't have anything like that, so we can't verify that. And so this is a very good opportunity to warn all prospective students and parents that, look, we don't have middlemen for any admission in this university. Every admission process is completely transparent and is online. Handle it yourself, and then you get admission. Chris, do you want to throw more light on postgraduate admissions?
Yes, just a quick one on that, what you said. When you go to the website, there's an admissions tab on the KNUST website. When you click there, you see we have cutoff points. Click on it and read it yourself. And then calculate, you see the last year's cutoff points. Have a look at it. Then you compare to what you have. And then on the notes, they write that it is an advice. It is not something that is going to, it's a guide to you. So you look at it and then you calculate your results well. Know how to calculate the results. Once you calculate your core, you write it down. Then you calculate your electives, you write it down. Then you add the two. And then you match it up with the...
Now, can you throw a little light on how to do the calculation of the aggregate?
The aggregate. So you know A1 is 1. So if you get A1, you write 1 down. You can take a pen and paper and do it. B2 is 2. So you write 2. B3 is 3. You write 3. And then the C is 4.
All the C's.
All the C's are 4. So 4. So if you...
even someone gets C6, it's still 4.
C5 is 4. C4 is 4.
Okay.
That is how the calculation is done. So you start. Now when you are calculating, you start with the English. Write the English down, write the commas, and write the courses. What did you get for English? You got A1 or B3. Then you add all together, you get 6. Then you pick the electives. So if it is a science program, there are 2 major options the science people do. Either you are doing elective maths or you are doing the engineering side or the biology one. So you calculate it for maths and you calculate it for engineering. Then you add the core and the electives together, your total. So if you add your electives and it's 6, and you add your core and it's also 6, it means that you've gotten 12. Then you go and look at the guide. Last year, the people that applied, the grade 12, which programs did they qualify? Then it guides you so that if you had 12, you don't go and choose programs that are, the cutoff point are 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. You
or
might
7.
Not get, or 7, 7. So you choose one. If you have faith, you can choose one because you don't know what other people got. So you can choose one that is like your grade, one that is after your grade. So it is very, very important to do that. Then you go on the university website again. There's admission requirements. Each of the programs has its requirements. So if you did, let's say, ICT, this one, check the program you are looking. You can't do, you get 8 ones and you think that once you got the 8 ones, you can do medicine. No. maybe that is general arts. You are an art student. Because you have 8 ones does not move you from an art student to become
a science
a
student.
doctor. No,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
must look at it and calculate it very, very well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chris. Someone is asking a question. Is that Juliet Kwashi? He said, what happened to the cancellation of this year's MPhil at the IDL?
No, for IDEA, what happens is that the graduate school has a policy. So you are admitted into MSc for all postgraduate if you are coming in through IDL. So what you do is that if I'm coming in for, let's say, logistics and supply chain, or let's say in, HRM, you come in. Once you finish the third course and your average meets a particular criteria, you can then apply to graduate school to be given an opportunity to do the MPhil. It is not automatic. That is how it is. So once you apply for it, you will be given an MSc, and then as your results show, if your average meets a particular threshold, you will then write to graduate school, and then you can now be asked to take the MPhil. So it's not a direct route.
Drawing the curtain to a close for this session, and we will be, but before we do so, we'll pick some few other questions and try to provide answers. Plus, Patrick is asking, please, can we get clarification on the fee-paying slots? Fee-paying students, fee-paying slots. What is it? People want to know what is fee-paying, and how do they get information on fee-paying slots?
Fee-paying concepts. Fee-paying concept came in when, because of the quota system, the university, based on the resources of the university and that of the states, as I said, we determined that this year our resources can cater for 100 students. But in some instances, there may be spaces, few spaces to cater for additional one. And then the university is allowed, the university is permitted to take few ones who do not fall within the cutoff range, and are ready to pay their own fees. The university is permitted to do that. And that is how it came. These were when people were traveling outside to go and study because they could not be admitted. But along the line, they were given the permission that if somebody is ready to pay his own fees, apart from the scholarship the government gives out, the limited one, then such person should be allowed. That brought in the fee paying. So fee paying are those who are ready to bear their own cost of tuition, and without, because they don't fall within the strict cutoff range, they are permitted to pay their fees and then enroll.
Say a question. One, Mr. Bright, he said, "Is there an option for para students every year?" I don't know what that means. What is para?
In few instances, last year, the social science programs, we did allow few students to be enrolled on parallel mode. So such students normally take their programs after the normal close of let's say they take it in the evening. Yeah, in the evening. So the evenings, yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. All right, that's great. And now he said, I said, Chris, Simon is asking, he said the extension date, is it applicable to postgraduate students too?
The postgraduate admissions are slightly different. Some have ended. Some of the postgraduate programs have ended. Some are still in session. So what you do is that you check the university website, and then you know the ones that have maybe the duration is expired, and the ones that the duration is still active, and then you apply. So as it stands now, every one of them has been opened again. However, the cutoff dates may differ from program to program. Yes.
So it is advisable you check if the program is still open before you go and buy the how do you call it, the scratch card from the banks.
If you are going to do it between now and Friday,
yes,
because the university has opened admission
up to 22nd.
So it means that every admission by default gets opened.
Great.
However, afterwards, then it's only some postgraduate programs.
So we advise that between now or today and 22nd, do your possible best to apply for whatever program you want to apply for under the postgraduate route. Thank you very much. Would admission be released on the same day to everyone?
Yes, we will do. We do that.
Okay, so when it's time to release the admission will be released to everyone who has applied, or everyone who gains admission.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, great. So can I use social media? No, sorry. We've answered that. Can I use... Okay. Please, if you have aggregate 9, and fortunately you are called for entrance examination, and you do well than someone who had 06, will you be considered? So the person wants to know. So if you have 09, aggregate 09, or you have a weaker aggregate than someone, but you perform better during the entrance examination than the person who has a better disease, what happens?
In fact, the interview, it's not every program that we conduct interview.
Okay.
Only few of them, like medicine, dentistry, and then physician assistantship, optometry to conduct interview. The interview, the grading is in different parts. The results will take a component, and then the actual examination will also take a component.
Yeah.
Yes, it's possible that somebody with, let's say, higher grade will do better than somebody with higher aggregate will do better than somebody with a low aggregate. But once you have been invited to take part in the exercise, it means you are eligible.
So do your best.
Yes, yeah, you do your best.
Do your best.
Yeah.
Great. Now someone, Ibrahim, is asking, is if you get D7 in English, but you pass all the other subjects well, we have answered this already. We said that it's a core subject. So if you do not pass a minimum of C6, then you are out. Enoch, I used the short code to buy the forms. Only undergraduate regular, postgraduate and undergraduate came. No idea diploma.
Okay, so for the ideal diploma, you buy it at the bank. Because of the pricing is slightly different, we buy it from the bank. And so it's only the bank you can get the ideal diploma, and it is 170 Ghana. So that you don't buy the wrong form. You go to GCB, a consolidated EcoBank, you get it. And when you go, let them know that you are buying the diploma form, and be sure you are paying 170, else you get the wrong form.
All right.
And then apply with it, and that will make a problem.
Thank you. Thank you very much, viewers and my panelists. I don't know if you want to give us some closing remarks before we leave. Mr. Samuel Boateng, do you want to give us some?
I will still, my advice, please use the university websites or other media platforms to get your information, so that you will not fall prey to fraudsters and scammers. So to get reliable and credible information, please, and then we have the admission office, Ska, if you can put it there. We have some contact there. If you can,
put the admission.
Yeah, we'll make it available.
Yes, admission.
You.
The
Just
contact
contact
numbers.
any of the lines. You can also use email. So all these things are available. Deal with us directly.
Yep.
We don't have any middleman.
So we have the WhatsApp platform. The WhatsApp platform.
0240
130946. Telegram 0500482807. And then you can call us on any of the numbers 0240130946 or 0500482807, all on your screen.
And please do that. Contact us during working hours.
Well, even if you are not working, you come back, you still see and respond.
Yes.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And thank you all viewers for watching this exciting and very educative program on everything you need to know about your admission. This is proudly brought to you by KNUST e-Learning Center in collaboration with the Academic Division and the University Relations Office. We'll come again as and when it is necessary. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.